Hey everyone, it's Trader Rob, day 3 of my medium $5,000 cash account challenge. This morning has not started off right. Let's get into the intro and I'll let you know why not. As always, nothing that I state on my channel is financial advice. Trading futures or any type of trading is risky business. Any capital that you put out there is at risk for loss. With that being said, took another kick in the nuts this morning. I mean, just one after the other. Let me
Order submitted.
Let's see here what we got going. Hold on, let me just look at this bot really quick. All right, let's put him okay. All right, let's just put up oil first because I got this on my chart. Oil session 1 was a loser. Got this inside bar at 820. Small risk. I think there was 14 ticks either way. We got activated to the long, and it looked promising right off the bat. Went up to about 50% of profit, and then just sharply came and hit me down for a loss there. And then in gold was also a loser. We got activated to the short this morning. Second candle, 11 ticks of stop, 11 ticks of profit, and we came, I think it was about 2 ticks away from full take profit, reversed, and then knocked us out of that trade. So 0 for 2 on that. That hurt this morning. And my NQ trade at 835 ended up working, so it balanced everything out. I think I'm up $72, 71 or $72 in my cash account. But still just not happy with the trades this morning here. All right. I also took a loss in the
order submitted.
All right, well, we're in here on a trade in oil. So I ended up taking a loss in oil this morning before I recorded my video, and not a trade that the bot took. But if you guys, it's kind of hard to see here with my stop loss order here, but I just showed you in oil, we took a nice little dump here and got a little bit of support from this overnight open. Ended up trying to take a long from the overnight open on a rejection, and got stopped out there for a loss of about 100. I think about 100. I think my stop loss was about 10. Actually, I think it was about 12 ticks on that one. So took a loss there. We are in a 1-minute gold line trade here in oil. I had I went in this morning and adjusted some of the settings just to take some trades a little bit earlier in oil and end a little bit earlier in oil. I personally feel like there's a lot of activity in that 8 to 10 a.m. range, and I would like to capture some of that. So that was the only setting change that I have made there was just trying to take some trades, getting a little bit more opportunity in the morning time. That's all I was really trying to accomplish with that. No trade in the NASDAQ. Here we're going to have some resistance at 76.30. We've had a pretty good sell-off up to this point, so we're just looking for a continuation of that sell-off. And I think at that point, I'm at about 170, 180 in profit, 190. So this looks like a pretty decent trade right now. I'm break even 220. I mean, I could punch out here for a pretty good profit. I would say maybe around 300. I would be okay with. Um, let's see here. 290, 300. I don't know. What do you guys think? Punch out or keep it in there? I don't know. I think maybe we keep it in there. We're at 300. Would like to take a nice little trade here this morning. Considering I've had a few losses already. 300 again. 310. Let's punch
Order
out.
filled.
All right, so I punched out there for I think 320 in profit. I gotta reactivate now. I gotta reactivate this strategy. Hold on one second. Let me bring this guy back. Let's go to. Let's see here. Right here. Okay. All right, so the strategy is going to reload back up. If you close it, I should have used the close position up here. That would keep the strategy running. But since I manually closed this trade with my chart trader, it ends up closing the strategy completely. So I had to reboot that one. So that was a nice little trade there. Would have hit full take profit. So again, I punched out there maybe, I don't know, 10 ticks too soon. So again, I'm grading myself on trade management. I don't know. I think I'd rate that trade about a C now. I knew that it was going to hit full take profit, and I still kind of punched out early. And I think that is mainly due to the overnight open trade that I had literally just taken. Let's see here. It would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I got in right here. So about 8 minutes before before the bot got into the trade. So what a reversal there, huh? I mean, yesterday the bot took a loser, and I ended up manually taking an overnight open to buoy us for some profit, and then this morning the bot takes the winner, and I take the loser. So it's just so there you could see it would have taken full take profit. Just kind of upset about that. Um, Upset I took that. I should have just stayed in there, but a win's a win. Let's see now where I'm at for the day with the bot. So again, that overnight open trade kind of hurt me. I'm up $180 right now, taking out commissions. Gross is 190. But I probably would have been $300 up in the day. Oh, this even hurts even more because now it shows what your profit would be if I would have stayed in this trade all the way, and it would have been 445. So I left. I think I took 310 out of that, so I left about $130 in profit there. Again, I rate that trade a C. Really no reason for me to have gotten out of that besides the fact that I had taken that overnight open trade, lost it. Took my CL trade this morning, lost it. Took my gold trade this morning, lost it. So the only profitable trade I really had up to this point was my Nasdaq trade this morning. So it's okay. I'll take the positive income for the bot, and it's just more revenue. It's more bullets for some hopefully bigger things to come here. Hopefully today, and obviously in the next 30 days. So overall, I don't know, 50-50 morning. Got a little better right now. So feeling a little bit better. And so Discord. I put a pause on Discord last night at midnight. It's probably going to be lifted by tomorrow. I had to reorganize some channels. I added some security features to the Discord just because it's been growing so quickly that I wanted to make sure that I could I could have an opportunity there to do some maintenance to the Discord. So for those of you that are trying to get in, you'll probably have to wait till tomorrow to get in because I've got that. I've got all invites paused for 24 hours. And just to answer a few questions from the Discord on our morning setups. So I had I had a good I had a really good question this morning. So obviously, we lost both of our trades. I'm not trading session two in oil just because today is oil inventory day. So it's November 29th. That comes out in about 15 minutes. So I will be I will be shutting oil down probably very, very soon just because I don't like to be taking trades into that report. And then I might look 20, 30 minutes after that to turn it back on. So not looking for a session in session two. Here's a question that I got right after our loss in oil. And, the comment was, I there's a lot of consolidation with oil this morning. So we were in a range, and I think the comment was I stayed in this trade, or I followed the rules. I followed the rules of the strategy, but I didn't follow my own thought about a lot of trading into kind of consolidation, which makes perfect sense. I mean, if there's something there that you want to add, let me see if I can. Give me one second. Let me see if I can add this to the chart really quick so we can all kind of see what I'm talking about. That would be smart. All right. So here's oil this morning. And yes, are we in a range? 100%. This is our range right here. So if again, we're following the strategy, my strategy for oil, we get this inside bar, we get activated to the long. And I mean, we didn't get activated to the short by a tick. I mean, literally, it was right on it. So a little bit unfortunate, but either way, we lose that trade, even if we did get activated to the short, because our stop loss would have been at the top of this candle. So, so yes, can you then start to add discretion into this strategy or any strategy that you have? Well, of course you can. I mean, I know there's some people that add EMA indicators. There's some people that are looking at volume. There's some people that are looking at supply and resistance, or supply and demand, and which is fine. But here's my issue with that. Yeah, if we go into yesterday, so if we go into yesterday's session, um, which session was it? Right here. Okay, so session two. Um, we are in a range. We were in a range all that morning. I mean, I think I talked about this range in my video yesterday. And we get the inside bar. We activate it to the long, and it was that inside bar where, right at the end of that candle, that's where we got the shot up. So we could say that this was in a range, and if we use discretionary to our trades, or I should say to my strategy, in my opinion, it's hard to trade this way. It's hard to trade a rules based strategy when you're also adding discretion or separate indicators. I mean, if you back test them and they work, great. I mean, add them. Um, is there a part of me that has some discretionary? Sure. I mean, today I'm not trading. I'm not trading the second session of oil because it's inventory. It's oil inventory day, and the report comes out in 12 minutes. So I just don't trade it. I don't trade that session. That's somewhat of a discretionary, but it's also a rule that I won't trade that second session in. Actually, the rule started. I didn't trade Wednesdays at all previously, but then I started seeing that my strategy still had an edge on these days, and I noticed that the edge was primarily there in session one. So that's why I added that into my rules and my trading. And obviously, if you find some other type of indicator or some other point of confluence to add to your trading, by all means. I mean, that's awesome. But and here's the thing why it has screwed me up in the past. Because, and I'm not saying that this member in Discord was wrong with his comment. He was, I mean, everybody's trading on their own here. We're just trying to help each other. But personally, when you start to deviate from your strategy and then you go into you start to put discretion in there, you're going to have days where you win with your mind. You're going to have days that win when you just follow the strategy to the T. The problem is that the days that you don't win and the strategy won, or that the mind won, that's when you start to question your strategy. And when you start to question your strategy, what's the first thing that happens? You start to look for something different. And that's the trap that I think that I know that I was getting myself into. And I hear it a lot from other traders. So that's my 2 cents on that. Hopefully that helps somebody out there. I'm going to turn off oil here just because we are getting pretty damn close. Oh, that still hurts. It's $445. I mean, that's a nice trade. That was a nice trade, man. I feel like a sucker. Yeah, I kind of feel like a sucker, but that's okay. I don't know. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Would you have punched out there, or would you have gone for full take profit? I mean, I always say I stay in there for full take profit, but I think that I was a little scarred this morning with the overnight open trade that I took and I lost, which was right here. I don't know. I thought it was a good setup. Let's see if I can circle. Let's see. It was right here. Wow. Can't even draw a circle here. There you go. That was a trade that I took right there. And
Order submitted.
yeah, a little setup here in the NASDAQ. Let's see what happens here. Looks like a 1 minute goal line to the short setup. So here's a good one. Perfect. I mean, how awesome is this that we are? Let me open this up since we're not even looking to take a trade in oil right now. All right, so here's something that I see. I mean, we've got obviously a pretty strong
Order canceled.
canceled that one right there. We've got a pretty strong downtrend here, and our first touch. I don't know. This looks like a touch right here, but first touch after the reset right here. I don't know. To me, it almost feels like you're kind of getting in a little bit towards what, in my opinion, looks like maybe like the end of the trend. But here's another thing too, that if you're used to trading on 5 minute candles, which all my other strategies are either 5 or 15, I'm looking at a 1 minute candle, obviously on the bot, and that does play with my mind sometimes because I see this big movement, and the way I got to look at it is this is one, two, three, four, five. This is one candle here, one 5 minute candle. So it kind of changes your perspective a little bit as to the continuation of trends and how deep of a pullback sometimes things look, but they're really maybe not just because of the time frame. So I don't know. Oh, look at this. Look at this monster here. Look at that monster trade. So another thing too is that, I could probably take this manually. I don't feel, I don't know. I'm willing to do it with the overnight open just because we don't have that capability with the bot. But the fact that the bot didn't take this 1 minute goal line trade, it's not that I'm going to go in and start trading that thing manually. Um, Even though I'm a little torn as to if I would have taken this trade manually. Maybe I would have. Maybe I would have. Good solid pullback. Um, Retest of the 1 minute goal line. Just wasn't smooth enough here. If this would have closed with a higher low than this salmon colored candle, we probably would have been in a trade right now. But we'll see. More than likely, this trend will probably continue down. All right, so let's see what the rest of the day, what setups the bot is going to take. We are currently in the green on the bot, which is great. And stick around for my recap.
Order submitted.
All right, and here, yeah, I'm in front of the
Order
charts,
canceled.
but I really wasn't paying too much attention. To be honest with you, I was actually looking over at my Discord. There was a 1 minute goal line that I was contemplating taking a little bit earlier, and then it took the secondary one, which I would have preferred to even take the first one over the one that the bot just took. So that was a loss right there in NQ. Had some pretty good slippage there as well. That trade didn't even last, I don't know, 30 seconds. So that was one loss for the bot, one big win for the bot, and then I had one loss there on that overnight open. And there you have it. There's my trade recaps for the day. The bot took a nice trade. I mean, that trade in oil was just perfection. Now, I've actually been thinking about that trade all day at work today because I don't know, I've got maybe about 40 videos uploaded into YouTube. And one of the biggest things that I preach, and I say it all the time in my Discord, is to stay in a trade to its finality. And I punched out early on that oil trade, and I left about $130 in. I left $130 on the table. Now, mentally, yes, you can say, I took a. I don't want to say I took a bad overnight open trade. It wasn't a bad overnight open trade, but I took. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Where exactly? Right here. I circled it. So right here is where I took this overnight open trade, and you can see. I mean, there was this rejection here for two candles, and I thought it was a decent play. It took a I think $120 loss on that one. And then, as you guys know, and I'll show you guys a recap of what happened with gold this morning. Gold obviously was a loss for me. So I'm coming off of two losses, and I see $310 in my P&L for that oil trade right here. What a beauty! I mean, what a beautiful 1 minute goal line trade this was. Very little risk, which is one thing I really like about the 1 minute goal line. So very little risk, continuation of the trend downwards, and this thing would have taken full take profit at 400 and, or it says right here, $445, which is, it's a beautiful thing. It's 45 ticks in oil. So it's funny because it's kind of like the reverse. Yesterday I took an awesome trade on my own based off the Robert Anderson strategy on the overnight open that worked well. It worked awesome. And today I took I let the bot obviously take the trade, and it took full take profit. And the one that I obviously saw didn't work. But again, that's trading. I mean, look at this overnight open. It's just constantly a magnet rejection from it. There's a lot to be said, and it's great for it's great to find your chop in the market as well, because you'll start to see this thing kind of going zigzagging through it. Um, so that was the bot. I'm excited. I could have done better today. That secondary Nasdaq 1 minute goal line. That was I don't want to call it a dumb trade, but I took my eyes off the screens for a minute and looked back. I was in the trade. It wasn't one of those that really trailed it very, very long. And I mean, it was in and out of that trade in like 20 seconds for a loss. So, P&L today doesn't look fantastic. I mean, we're up $76 today, but realistically, this should have been $300 is what I should have been up here today. So I blame that on me. That is the one part of this where there is a little bit more discretionary trading obviously going on now, but the account's in the green. Two out of 3 days. So and the day that it was red, shit, I like that trade. I really like that. I still remember that 5 minute red line trade. I liked it a lot. Um, Performance for the day took three trades off of the bot. Had two losers. One was the overnight open trade that I did that manually, um, and the secondary was that 1 minute goal line on the Nasdaq. Winning trade was oil, $310. I was able to punch out on that one. So $13 in commission brings our total P&L for today. Our profit is $76, and account challenge is in a good spot. It's in a good spot. I mean, it's did better than my strategies. That's for sure today. Let's pull up the Rob reversal. Let's look at, this is 6:30 in the morning. This is pre-session, plus it's not a right setup. We've got a long setup that shows up at 10:45 in the morning. Obviously, this closed below the 8 EMA, so no trade. We do get a trade here that sets up, but the trade is not activated. Now you're going to say, Rob, why is the trade not activated? Well, we go back to my rules. And this is why rules are just so damn important. This is the perfect example. My 15-minute Rob reversal NQ trade. Rules state: 1. You're trading between 8:30 in the morning and 1:15 Central Time. This is at 12:30. Check. We get a long setup that closes above the 8 EMA. Rule 2, check. Our entry is one tick above the top of the wick of the candle when you're going long. So your entry was right there. One tick above this. Does this order get activated? No. Does this thing roll over? Yes. Keeps you out of a bad trade. This is why you just. This is why I'm a rules based, time based condition trader. And you know what? If this would have taken it and rolled over, no problem. It's a trade that fit my rules. I'm going to take it every time. Let's take a look. I know I showed this one, but I'd like to give a recap of all of them. Gold lost this morning. Not a huge loss, 11 ticks. It was 110 bucks, I think it was. I feel like it was 120, but I think it was 110, maybe with some slippage. So got activated to the long. Came about 2 ticks away from full take profit and reversed all the way up on me, knocked me out of gold. So only one session for me in gold. There was only one session in my strategy, and that guy was a loser. So let's take a look at oil. It's funny how things happen. It is funny how things happen. All right. So let's take a look at session one here. As we know, we lost session one, 14 ticks of loss. I already replayed this one for you guys, so you guys should be familiar with this trade. I told everybody in the Discord, told you guys in the morning, that I would not be taking the second session in oil because of oil inventory that was hitting today at 9:30. Well, oil inventory came and went, 9:30 right here. Next candle, 9:35, and 9:40 forms an inside bar. Now, this was a beautiful trade. 30. I mean, this thing, it just is a learning experience. I didn't take this trade, okay, but this trade does fit my rules because we're 2 sessions, 8 a.m. to 9, 9 to 10. So this 100% fit the rules. I just said that I wasn't going to be trading it because of oil inventory. Now, here's a good learning teaching moment here. So obviously we have a long entry at the top of the candle. We have a short entry at the bottom of the candle. We get activated to the long. I take my long tool up here. And what is our risk? It's the bottom of the wick of our source candle, which is 41 ticks of stop. What does my strategy say when we have 41 ticks of stop? Anything that's at 40 ticks and more, we reduce our risk to 35 ticks, and then we look for a 1-to-1 on 35. So we take this down to 35. Full take profit, very easy. Now, if you don't go with the strategy and you just go off the source bar at 41 ticks, you still get your 41 ticks with no problem. Beautiful trade, nice rip up there in gold. So, what can I say about today? I'll be honest with you, grading my trading, I don't think I did that good. I really don't. I don't feel like I'm in the green today. I'm in the green on the bot. I'm in the green in my cash account. I was able actually to get to the maybe around 148, 250. I would say I'm probably right around $400 green today on the cash account. But still, I don't know. It just the oil trade's still kind of bothering me on the bot. Punching out there early. So I don't know. I guess that's kind of dropping my grade, but green's green. I mean, that's awesome. I'm excited for tomorrow, and I've had a few people ask me, about if they can use my trading strategies in oil and gold and the Nasdaq with a prop account, and you absolutely can. I do have an affiliate link with Top Step. It's below. They've got eval accounts at 50,000, 100,000, 150,000. I do recommend them. I've used them, and so far they've been great. So if anybody is looking to get funded to start trading some of these strategies, maybe without risking your own capital, the affiliate link is below. Other than that, please consider subscribing to the channel, smashing that like button below. Like the video, guys. It helps with YouTube. It keeps me guys in front of you, and hopefully that's something that you guys want. And most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Happy trading. See you guys tomorrow.